Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome back to Total War Rome 2 Divide et Impera as Rome. Now we're picking up right where we left off, having just secured Alalia. Our army here, led by Decimus Junius Brutus, is licking his wounds. We got a little bit of replenishment going on. We're fortified outside the town and expecting a rebellion should we leave the area, so we kind of have to stay here for a while. The place is under development though, so that's good. We just ferried some of the more broken troops across the ocean and dropped them off at Roma, where they now sit with Governor Cornelius Scipio as they are getting replenished. All looking good. Gonna just get a little bit of recruitment going on here to bolster things. It also speeds up reinforcement, which is nice, because when you're in mustering stance, I don't know if we can actually check that while we're in the town. Here, yep, you get a bunch of different things, right? So basically extra 4% replenishment rate for all units and extra defense and stuff like that. So it's really good. So we get that extra 1 unit. I'm gonna get a couple of companion hoplites as well. They're coming from the plebeian class, and our population is a little bit weak in Rome, if I'll be honest. Let's have a look here. So patricians 2,500, that's okay. Plebs 7,000, it's actually quite low. Proletarii 34,000 just about. Now that's declining while the other two are inclining, I guess, growing. So that's good, but yeah, I feel like we need a lot more in the plebeian class soon, because when the first reforms happen, we'll be able to draw from the plebeians, I think. Maybe that's not till the next one. I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, I just want a stronger plebeian class. Right, so I thought we'd catch up on what's going on over here. We can see that Macedonia are at war with Larissa. That happened at the end of the last episode, and I've just noted that these guys are starting to recruit. So the reason I'm recruiting into this legion, or making a new legion sort of, is to get them prepared to go down to the boot of Italy here and cross over and maybe see if we can get Larissa as a client state. It's tough to say, but it does seem like it's probably going to go to Macedon. There's no walls here, and their army seems to be, again, just sort of stun-locked out here. But they've made a second one, so I would imagine they're just going to keep growing. But I don't know. So I just thought I'd make people aware of that. Keep them abreast, as they say. Apart from that, haven't really seen too much movement. We have Carthage with an army here in Africa. We have their clients, Mesisli and Misili, with armies all around Africa. So they're going to be fun to kind of tackle, a bit of army diversity to at least engage with if we do make landfall. But for the time being, we're just gonna, I think that's really it. There's not much to do, just end the turn. Oh, I did notice as well that politics is moving in our favor yet again. So we were here, we've moved back down one. So technically that's maybe a little bit worse or better depending on what we're looking for. I'm happy to be kind of fluctuating between these two spots. As mentioned many times, we just don't want to go too high. And we did try to rein it back in. So it seems to be working, our little plan there of sending the wives out to organize various games, which is what's happening in Alalia right now. We're sort of getting fake public order due to events. Now, very last thing was, people are wondering how does banditry work? So banditry is just like a little metric that builds up over time. If you hover over it over here, it says it's been caused by buildings and characters, regions, and trade routes. So the more regions you have, the more trade routes you have, the higher the banditry is going to be across your entire empire. And then various buildings can lower it. Also, people and characters and I think champions can lower it, things like that. Armies also lower it. So we've got one army here, and it says -10. I don't think it actually even matters if there's units in the army. I think it just needs to be a general, and it kind of just gets lowered. Not that I would ever cheese or game it, but you are capped by the amount of armies that you can have anyway, 6. So as we get bigger and bigger, you know, this is just another one of those hindrance mechanics that's trying to slow you down and cause you issues. So what's causing banditry for us? A little bit extra, it would be this building here. The slave trader is causing 2, and then the regular trader is also causing 2. So that's tipping us over the scales where we go into the first threshold. Once you go over 10, we're currently at 11. Once you go over 10, you have a 5% chance that a random event can occur that can take away your taxes, it can take away food, it can cause like public order to be worse, things like that. But it just depends what event you get. And we obviously just got the one where it was taking all of the taxes from the entire province. So pretty nasty, you know, a way to steal like 5,000 or 6,000 income basically from us all at once. And we can have a look at how much that was actually here. Latium is making 7,000 right now, so you want to avoid it. It is a 5% chance, so it's like, I don't know, 5 in 100 turns it's going to definitely happen. What is that? So 1 in 20 turns you're likely to get something like that. Not very good at math, but that's pretty much it. The next threshold wouldn't be until like way further up. You'd have to be at 31 banditry, so we're okay. Keeping it here is probably fine, but obviously if we could lower it, that'd be good. What buildings lower it? These two. So in the yellow chain, so these smaller yellow buildings, they go in the regions, not the province, right? The provincial buildings are different than what you can build in regions. So the little regions, so basically it works like this. We've got regions and a city. And that's always the way it works. You've always got one city and then 1, 2, or 3 regions. So the regional buildings have this yellow chain, and in here we can basically get -16 banditry with this, a fortified garrison. A colonia is also -16 banditry, which is great for growth and also just encouraging different population classes. And that's pretty much it. But then we have the trader building, which is great for us because it's giving an 8 or 4% currently tariff income from trade agreements and 10% wealth from all commerce. So we definitely want to be able to sustain this building, but that is 4 extra banditry, so we'll probably have to counter it somewhere else with maybe one of those buildings, or maybe some characters that have a negative to banditry. So just thought I would catch people up on that. It's an interesting kind of mechanic, I guess, but it's just one of these things that slows you down over time. Much like Empire maintenance, it's like, yep, 23% of our income is just going away because we are a certain size, and that's just the way it is. Right, so we had just dropped off our troops. I was going to move this fleet back here to the crossing because we did see a full stack Carthaginian army here. We're sort of licking our wounds, right? Just a little bit. We got 17 units. I thought about getting, excuse me, the mercenaries here. But I don't want to, I can't pay for them now anyway. I just got some other units. But I didn't want to pay their upkeep until we actually go on the move, which might not be for a few turns. However, I did think they're probably like lying in wait and ambush here or something, or maybe they did leave the island, but I wanted to go check it out with our fleet, or at least block the crossing. I think this blocks it, but I'm not entirely sure. So we'll just position ourselves somewhere here and hang out for a minute and see what's going on. Well, well, there you go. I promised I didn't do this before or anything. It was just a heavy, sneaky suspicion. We did see them the turn before, so I didn't expect it to be right there. But by the looks of things, this actually doesn't prevent the crossing, so we might just have to prepare for battle. But if they attack me, so be it. We're fortified. I feel pretty good about it. We'll see what happens. We could... Oh, I can't do it, actually. I was going to say we could raid, but we have to get some movement points back. Right. Let's check that army, actually, just to see. What am I up against here? So we have 2 Sacred Band. They're some of the best units that they have, actually. Carthaginian Hoplites, then. Some standard Hoplite units. And then some pretty crappy Hoplites. We have Libyan Mercenary Infantry. They're okay. 5 units, 6 units of cavalry if we include the general. 3 of them Citizen Cavalry, 1 Libyan Cavalry. Carthaginian Cavalry is pretty good. I mean, I'm not a big stat cruncher, but just generally from experience, they can be hard hitting. So we'll see. And then especially these guys, the Libyan Cavalry can be annoying because they're missile cavalry. Then they have some pretty average troops, I would say. Libyan Infantry, archers, and then a couple of mercenaries. Numidian mercenary skirmishers and mercenary Iberian swordsmen. Okay. Nothing too crazy. I'd like to be outnumbered for once, you know. We've had an easy go of it so far, relatively speaking. I think I've actually made decent decisions on the campaign, which has given us an easier time of things. Alright, so not much else to look at. This is all good. Politics is looking better, as mentioned. We've got lots of babies. Think things are good. Alright, let's end the turn and see what happens then. I'm guessing they might come across. Whoa. Okay. Well, that was really weird. I think they attacked. I guess we'll just see in a second. Another child is born. Agrippa Caesonius Mus. Little Agrippa Mus. Alright, new mission issued. Roman civilization never ceases to impress. But it is the belief of the Senate that construction and infrastructure would benefit from further development. Public Works. You'll get negative 15% construction costs in all regions for 4 turns if we research any technology in the construction category, and we have 21 turns to do that. That's pretty good. So the construction category, that's funny. Yeah, we haven't actually built anything in here. And the more we do, ooh, you actually lower your construction costs forever. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll have to start opening that up. We're currently getting... Actually, don't even know what we're researching. Something in the military category. Yeah, here, training reforms. It'll lower all our upkeep by 2%. That's good. Yeah, so after that, we'll just hop into this. I'll build up some money for a while. You know, 21 turns is quite a long time to be able to get that. So we've about 16 turns, 17 turns to actually do it, because it takes 3 turns to research. And then, if we just keep building up all our money, then everything's 15% cheaper, and we'll just, like, yeah, get a bunch of upgrades. So that's what we'll do. All right, faction... Oh... Faction destroyed Macedonia, or Macedonia. Quite surprising, actually, on this one. Oh my god. And Athens are the ones to do it. Ooh. And this army's actually finally moved. Okay, cool. Things are alive in the region again. Good to see. Who's that? Oh, it's the RDA. Sorry, their flag is normally much whiter than that. It looks quite, like, off-white, I guess. Anyways, yeah, interesting. So, the game starts, and who owns Macedon or Pella, I should say, are Antigonidae, right? Antigonidae, the Antigonid dynasty. And they'd be like true Macedon, I guess. I think I inverted it in one of the other episodes and said the other way around. Anyway, so Antigonidae normally own this, and they have Athens as a client. They must have been pushed off to the east somewhere. I don't know where they are right now. But they still exist. So it looks like they won out. But it wasn't them who dealt the final blow. It was their client, Athens, by the looks of things. And yeah, they are still going. So in a roundabout way, they own their town, but they don't own it directly. Interesting. Now, Corinth, they're no longer at war. Yeah, no longer at war with Macedon, but they are now at war with the Odrysian kingdom. They actually have their own defensive ally, Antigonidae. Interesting. And we're already in a war, which is where this game gets a bit silly sometimes, but they declared war on me. They have a defensive ally. I guess that makes sense. So their ally isn't going to be dragged into it, but their allies certainly won't like it if we start attacking them. Interesting, yeah. Just good to kind of keep up with what's the geopolitical nature of the events out in the mainland Greece. Right, so our construction report. Olive oil press and developed granaries. 2 resources basically are being developed further. Love to see it. It's going to help our trade. 2 populations are encouraged in both Sicily and Magna Graecia, which basically gives us extra growth and tax rate. Love it. A harsh winter in Latium. Don't love that. A -6 morale, lower growth, worse replenishment, worse public order, barely any movement range. Okay. Enemy army retreats. So this is what I was saying. I didn't quite catch what happened here, but it looks like Maharbal was able to cross over. No problem. I guess this is just considered a land connection. Bit of a shame. But oh well, it's just the game, I guess. And it looks like he attacked the town and then just retreated immediately. Weird. And then it's like, what? Could you not see my army, maybe? I don't know. We got our units recruited. That's all well and good. Childborn, we saw that. And history lesson. I'm good on that. Right, so what we could do here, he's next to the coast. We could bring our ships around with Cursor. Brutus, now with money in the coffers, can go back into normal stance. Get these Mignagum Cassatum Shardanum. Mercenary Sardinian spear archers. 3 of them, please. Yeah, quite expensive actually, 5,000, but it's worth it. Let's get them. They're not that expensive upkeep, and they have the little province symbol, meaning that they can only be recruited here. Or at least this is where they come from. Oh, it does actually say the class that units are part of. I didn't realize that. That's nice. All right, cool. Yeah, with these, we'll go for the attack. Oh, do we have anything else to look at or do first? I guess we'll just move this guy up here, and you can go up here. I like to just get a lot of the things moving before I do my battles at the end of turns, typically. You can deploy. It'll give you some experience, and then we'll just move you next turn. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Oh, you cowards. I thought for sure they were going to go in. I thought because they retreated, they had to, but I guess not. It is a new turn. For those who don't know the game, basically, if you are attacked, you get 1 free retreat, and then if you get attacked again, you can't retreat. You've kind of expended your movement. Which they've done now. So we can still get them. But we won't be able to bring in the fleet. It's a cliff, not a beach. So the fleet won't be able to reach them. We'll just pop them there just to doubly make sure of that. But I'm pretty sure anyway. And we'll go across. They have the better army, by all accounts. You know, they've got 6, is it? 6 units of cavalry. The Sacred Band, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, so they've got a pretty good army. Ours is partially under strength, so it should be a good fight.
Leave none alive.
And yet, the balance of power is in my favor. It might be because some of their units are kind of low tier, and we do have experience on a lot of our guys. But yeah, let's just commit to it. Alright, here we are. Dry conditions. That's what I like. So we can see everything. That's kind of cool. We can see the coastline. Obviously, this is the crossing point that we just saw on the map. And I guess if we really zoom in, it's like maybe we came down here, got some boats and hopped over, I guess. But yeah, cool. Our first proper open field land battle, 20v20. Yeah, love to see it. All right, let's determine how we're going to lay this out. I reckon we'll start with the archers at the front. We'll have a look at everybody in a moment. The Campanian hoplites, these are really our pikemen. We'll widen them out, but then collapse just a little bit. I suppose even more, because once they go into phalanx, they'll probably shrink down to that size anyway, so we'll just shift that over a little bit.
As you command.
I like to leave a little bit of a gap. I mean, there's no tactical advantage to doing that. I just think it looks better. So, if anything, it's a slight detriment. We have the Taurinis. These are our armor-piercing Ligurian crazy men. So we'll get them to hopefully do flanks and stuff like that. We also saw recently the Mamertine spearmen. They have really good defense, so they might be slightly better suited to holding the line at the front. Are they medium spears and these are light? Oh, maybe not then. It might be good for anti-cav. Alright, Chameleon heavy spear maniple. Let's get them up on the left. The Brutian on the right. These Brutian are damaged, so we'll keep them back as a reserve. Let me just move these back for a second as well. Our levies. Yeah. Levies can go behind the armor piercers, and they can all throw their spears at the same time. We'll keep these guys maybe out to the right. Although, looking at things, looks like their cavalry's on the right, so maybe we'll deploy these guys on the left. We'll put our cavalry on the right as well. Backed up by some of these spearmen, who hopefully have pretty good speed. Ooh, interesting. Their speed is 2, but these guys' speed is 4. Okay. I guess the Tarentines will then follow this cavalry. We'll keep these guys ready for flanks at the back. Now, what else do we have? We have some low-tier spears here. Italians. Let's get them on the right as well. Just some thick bulk troops. Pad out that right side. And then the general can just sit back and go to where he's needed. Alright, let's give this a shot. We're the attackers, they have the hill. We'll just start pushing up, I suppose. A real test of knowing my men here would be actually being able to spot what the units are just by the glance. I have no idea. I've already forgotten who these guys are. So these ones... Oh, these are the Mamertines. Okay, cool. Straighten those lines, if you please. The cavalry looking awfully powerful. Did I position my cavalry behind those guys? Oh yeah, my bad. Let's move them out to the left, to the right a bit further. Alright, let's have a look at our Taurini. See if I can spot them. They are over on the left, backed up by some levies. Ligurians. They'll do well. I have no doubt. They're carrying their Pelum, I guess. Love all the particles and the dust effects that go when you're marching like large armies and stuff together. It looks really good. Gives you a really good sense of scale. Oh yeah, and of course our new mercenary units. We should be checking in on them. Spear archers. Nice hat on this guy. He's got a little sun hat on. Everyone's got like a metal helmet and he's like, yeah, just a straw hat will do me. Maybe it's all he had. There he is. Little wicker shield on his back kind of looking thing as well. I think someone just said there, if anyone dies, they'll answer to me on tomorrow's roll call. It's like, I don't know if that's how that works, but okay.
General! By your command.
Can't really see too much going on the right. I'd like to, even though we're the attackers, I'd like to have a reactionary posture in this battle because we are lower numbers than them. They have about 400 or 500 more men than us. Light shock cavalry. Their cavalry, see, our cavalry is, let's see what the class is. Medium shock cavalry. Oh, right. I thought they were melee cav. Fair enough. We might be well suited against a charge head on with them then. Maybe bog their general down with the spears if he gets involved in that fight as well. Their general has 1 more star than ours. Knocking him out would be a good blow. A negative blow to their army, a good blow for us, if that makes sense. Alright, we're almost in range with the archers. Let's do a little jog up to the last part. And we'll aim for their Numidian mercenary skirmishers. We outrange them significantly. Oh my god, whoa, interesting like crisscross there. Now, I was too busy looking at that and we've just been engaged by some cavalry.
Your orders.
Let's run some spears out that way, and I'll actually get my general to go help that area too. This was terrible. I'm so sorry. I gave the order way too late. Trying to look in at the, you know, the cool, pretty graphics and the beautiful celebrities. Alright, the archers are doing fine. These guys have repelled the attack okay. They didn't take too much damage. That's alright. Come on, reform your lines. Now, fire on that position right there, please. Spears are running over. Want to get these missiles to run back now. Fall back. And we'll just go into pike formation with them. These guys got a little bit stuck. Let's just keep going. That's okay. This side's okay. Let's continue fighting with the, or moving out with the cavalry there. Everyone should just really be gathering over here. In a big blob. Archers, keep falling back. Yeah, it's not good to have the axe warriors being repeatedly cycle charged like that, but it's... What can you do? At least they're ready for it. They're not moving, getting hit in the back or something. And our general's coming around now. Get them to run into their backs in a second. Let's see if we can engage these guys, and we'll continuously fire on their missiles. Are my guys on guard mode or something? I don't know why they don't pursue. They seem to keep stopping. How the hell did they get up there? Whoops. Oh, we did lose a lot of equites there, actually. General, how are you doing? He's giving chase. Alright, the Ligurians, move up. These guys, spears, move over that way. So there's more cavalry here to bog down with the spears. Just get really up involved and get up in their faces. One of our units is starting to break, so let's just give them a little bit of a rally, and we'll slam into the backs of these guys. Mercenary Iberian swords. Take some pressure off them just for a moment. They're really just hammering into my units, actually, there. These guys are carrying spears. I might just run them up in. Right, a lot of their units are broken now. Let's pull that unit back. Get them away from those hoplites for a second. I'm gonna get my cavalry to come around. These spears can go back up and help. Alright, General, you want to get out of there, maybe? That cavalry, man, it's just running rings around me constantly. But they're hoplite units that are just kind of bogged down. We don't have to worry about them too much. Repel cavalry? If you want to come at me, bro. Ooh, their general just crashed into mine. Shit. Our levies have no more ammo left, so you just engage whatever. It's fine. Let's get our cavalry to kind of sneak through this gap and help out our general. Oop. Let's be more proactive with these guys. This defensive posture hasn't worked out well for me. That should break these guys easily, I think, when we hit them in the back. Yep. Right, cavalry, can you maneuver through this gap? It's really difficult. We'll go one at a time, maybe. Is he alive? General is alive. Decimus Junius Brutus is alive. Can we maybe run? A bit more seriously. Right, go, go, go. Oh, no, 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 no. We only hit our own men. Don't shoot into there. Alright, cavalry's through. One of them, anyway. Don't die on me, Brutus. Don't you die on me. I don't know where he is in there, but he's in a bit of trouble, actually. I must admit. Now, let's fire fire arrows into there. That might break these units. Ooh, the general's not looking good. He's still alive, though. We're able to kick off his ability. Although he has broken, he's fleeing the field like a fucking coward. But their one's about to break as well. To be fair, I don't blame him. He's down to like nearly nothing. Alright, their general is broken as well. We'll keep up the pursuit of them. Let's say that the horses got scared by the fire. How about that? Now, there is a big pile of units there. We're going to fire into their back in a second. Alright, we're just going to try and surround units now, bit by bit. 31 men in that general unit still, but they have splintered in many directions. It's going to be hard to nail them down. Now, please, fire into here. Let's get the Turini, our great flankers, to go around the back of this unit, hit them into the back. Hit them in their backs, I should say. Our hoplites are weird, but they are holding okay. That's a lot of arrow fire going in there. That should break them though. Let's get these guys to run in now. Look at them. Look at them go. Where's that general? Our general's back. He's back. He never wavered. This is fun. I gotta say, it all got messed up because I was kind of zooming in a bit too much. I think so anyway. Some slow reactions on me because I was trying to zoom in and look at things. But you gotta do it, man. What's the point, you know, of the game if not to have little moments like this? Check out what's going down on the ground. They've broken as well. Your general has fled the field, guys. Give up. Those archers have almost run out of ammo now. I'm going to run them around to the side and help out. The cavalry's about to come together. Our Turini, run into those guys as well, please. I love seeing them raise their axes in the air. It's always really funny. Alright, this will be a bit of a tough one. Let's break these guys off for a second. And we'll wrap around in a moment. They need to move as well. Yeah, there's not much we can do other than just try to hit these guys in the back. Got several units routing around now. Can we do a rally? Maybe we could bring some of these guys back? Not going to send the general into combat. He's way too weak now, but he can just be used to kind of inspire and things. And they've got a good little situation here going on. They're back to back in a way. Oh, now they're not. There we go. Alright, they've broken. Turn and collide into the backs of these guys then, please. Nice. Those units have come back. These units have all broken. Let's get these guys back up here as well. I think that's pretty much it. It's just this unit left now. Understood. Just gonna try and pull back from them and then hit them from two sides. There we go. I guess the Sacred Band are pretty powerful. Not this unit, but the other ones that we're dealing with over here. Let's check on Brutus. There he is. Oh, he's looking good. I thought he'd be covered in blood or something, but he's alright. Bit of a closer fight than I would have liked, gotta be honest. Maybe my plan wasn't so good from the beginning. Didn't expect the cavalry to charge the Turini, like the Ligurians that we had on the left. Just didn't think about it. I guess we should have just had some spears out with them as well. Not a great idea putting your flankers just out in the front on the left, you know. So yeah, my bad. Alright, GG, we'll leave it there. A close victory indeed, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. Alright, GG. We lost 1,100 men. They lost 3,000. Most of their units are gone. Their general did manage to get out of there. And 2 of their units. Although he might die actually after this because they had already already retreated. I was looking over the kills just in that screen. just because people might be interested, you know. General, not that much, 78. 175 for the Principes. The Brutians, about 140 each on average. The 2 cavalry units, about 130 each on average. The Hoplites, one of them got 270 kills, the other 79. The Turini, they did great. One of them, the one that's really battered, got down to 420 kills, the other one 130. To the Mamertines, 50 and then 160. Bit weird how different they are, actually, considering they were together. And then we have the Tarentine Hoplites, 200 basically between them. The Archers, they did well. 150 kills each. For Archers, that's pretty good, considering they don't really get many kills. They sort of whittle down people. Javelins get really good kills normally if you hit them right in the back, but these are more light damage, I guess. Long range. And then, yeah, the Sicilian Militia, about 120 kills, 130 each. So, alright. I can't really figure out where so many of our kills came from, because their numbers are so much lower than ours. I know it's like a third less, but even still, I couldn't find anything that got over 100 kills. Everything's like 60, 70, 80, that kind of thing. But, it is what it is. Right, we'll take the slaves as usual.
Ready for further orders.
Brutus has learned a thing or two at that battle. And so has the Legion. They did.
Make haste, men.
Now, I'd love to push on to Corrales, but we just really can't afford to. Alalia is going to go up with a rebellion if we don't stay here. Plus, now we're going to be really damaged. I've taken a bit too much of a loss in that battle. Let's send some of our women out to do some games in Corsica again. So it costs money, but it'll keep them... It slows the progress of that negative.
We hunger for battle.
And can we go back across? We can just about get across. Good.
March.
Go into our patrol stance, which is free. You don't need any movement to do that.
You will march.
That'll raise public order, so it's gaining now, so that's good. Yeah, so what do we want to give these guys? They currently have the Garrison Auxilia and the Vanguard Legion, Inexorable Conquerors, so that's number of battle captives, morale in foreign territory, melee skill, morale, offensive and defensive, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Melee skill for all units, movement speed for all light and very light missile, increased missile. Siege. Maybe we can make them a sieging army. Would that be good? Bring them down to Carthage. Let Brutus lead the fight down there. Campaign map movement range. Actually, you know what? Let's go with someone that can get around quickly. So the frontier garrison, it said. The borders of the empire must be maintained. 3% movement range, 2% morale for all units in own or allied territory. Can't expand that, though, until we get more upgrades. Some public order, actually. Keepers of the peace. Yeah, just something a bit different. I want my armies to be differentiated. Movement speed for all light and very light units. These guys have the mercenary archers. 2% missile damage by all missile units. Sure. Let's do that as well. Now, for Brutus here. How old is he? Oh, it said it right there, actually. He's 30.
At your command.
God, now that I'm 32, it's like, wow, can't imagine leading armies like this. And some of these people are doing it when they're kids, you know, 20, 21. Madness. Cultural conversion of the local province. Yes, let's go with that. So it's now 4. It was 2. Defensive battles gives you battle rhythm as an ability. I don't know what these abilities do. It doesn't tell you unless you actually click it. We said we were going to give him more zeal, make him a formidable fighter. To be fair, he did fight well. He took a lot of losses on his unit, I guess, but he didn't... Well, he kind of did run away at the end. But I mean, like, I don't know. He was in the thralls of combat, and he didn't just sit back, so fair enough. I know I'm the one that did that, but let's roleplay a little bit, you know? So yeah, ferocious warrior. Good. Campaign map movement range again. Lower upkeep. Let's go with the movement range. Ooh, actually, we have replenishment rate for all units, 10%. Yeah, gonna go with that one. Now, to replenish with him... Oh, we're actually replenishing. That's pretty good. I just didn't think the population would be ready for that. But okay. I was gonna say we'd probably have to go over to Rome, dump the army for 1 or 2 turns, and then go push back down to Corrales. We'll see how it goes. Gonna try raid here for a bit. That's 600 income from just doing that. Now, does that affect here? No. Okay. I wasn't sure, because sometimes I thought you could raid you can raid yourself if you want to, but I didn't know how it would work at sea. I guess we're just raiding them. Fair enough, then. Ooh, we've got enemy transports still out at sea. Alright, I don't think there's much else to really look at. Let's see, is there anything else that needed an upgrade? Oh, we have to move our governors.
can I serve Rome?
Oh no, we already did that. All right, yeah, just at the end of the last episode. Okay, or turn. All right, that's it. 5,000 income, looking pretty good. No political shenanigans to do. Places are building. We've got no money. Cool. Let's end it there. All right, our politician. She's returned from the games that were organized in Eulalia. Research complete. Training reforms. Good. Armies are now cheaper. We now have over 6,600 income. An increase in rank for Scipio Icena. Is that his name? Icena, or did I just read that wrong? Oh, yeah. Gnaeus, Cornelius, Scipio, Icena. It's just normally they have 3, like, words. Okay. Let's see what you can get then.
Ready for battle.
So, oh, -6 banditry. Well, there you go. That would solve our banditry problem, so let's click that one. Then what else? Food, agriculture, allows for the improvement of the intellectual character trait. An agriculturalist. This one seems better to me. Political reformer. He lowers his own garrison, but increases public order and research rate. Just for civil research, though. Okay. I do like using this guy as someone who recruits troops. Is there anything for starting with more experience or cheaper recruitment costs, that kind of thing? I don't know. It's pretty good as well. 5% income from trade tariffs, trade agreements. So maybe something down here. -3 banditry, actually, again. Public order and improvement of the intellectual trait. Sure, let's go with that. And we could get even more public order, more authority, less banditry, or we could go all the way down here. More culture, less empire maintenance, or more trade tariff income. So I'll go with the less empire maintenance, because that's everywhere. Nice. So that's unwavering patriot. 10% public order penalties due to presence of local foreign cultures. Yeah, so this place wouldn't be too bad for that. We're 65% Latin. It's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. It's as good as it almost gets in D.E.I. and Impera anyway. A late spring and an early spring. So late spring is not good in Magna Graecia, but an early spring is good in Corsica. Alright, so here, we're still at positive public order, actually. That's good to see.
It is an honor to serve
Does patrol stance give us public order? No, it lowers piracy penalties. Not too sure about how piracy really works, if I'll be honest. Do we have piracy here? No. Alright, well, if we spend more money again to send out Vibia, they love her out there. Do another games, 1,260, but it'll give her a reduction of -1 empire maintenance. So we'll do it again in... Ooh, we can't do it in Corsica. Maybe that's because it just had it recently. Oh, yeah. It must be the case. Is it still getting the public order from it? Oh, it is. Oh, that makes sense then. I thought it had worn off as soon as she returned, but I guess not. Anyway, we have our temples here then. Typically, you want to go with the one that just converts the most culture, right? So, probably this one. Wealth from maritime commerce would make the most sense in this region. Yeah, I guess Neptune then. Damn, I keep misclicking. I've an injured thumb, basically. Didn't want to blame the battle on that. But yeah, I do have an injured thumb, and I keep moving my mouse too much, basically, as a result. I'm just holding back my full gamer potential. Right, there we go. Oh, alright. I guess we'll just leave these guys here for a bit. It's either that, or we move them across now, while the event is still ongoing, and try to get to Rome. We could... I'm off two minds about it. I guess we should strike while the iron's hot, right? There's no army down... Oh, there is one, and they're gaining. Maybe... I don't think I can really leave the area then, because... next turn, they could just start moving up here. They'll be up here in 2 turns. And by the time it takes me to get across and back, it's at least 4. Because it's 2 to get there. It's actually 2 to drop off, but it's 3 to get back. Because you have to disembark off the beach. Or get onto the boats from the beach. Embark, yeah. A little risky. So either way, it'll take a bit too long. Yeah. Alright, we'll just leave them there. Let them replenish. It says it'll take 5 turns to replenish. But I know population's just going to run out. So they're just going to have to deal with it. We could go into defensive stance and we gain a little bit more, I guess. We lose the public order benefit though. Okay, let's just go stay in public order mode. Patrol stance. These guys are replenishing nicely. I mean, they could come across and drop some troops off, I suppose. Do another exchange back the other way. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a potential avenue we could look into. Do you want to get more troops? No, not really. We're going to save our money for building once we get that technology done. But I am tempted to get, yeah, just a couple more troops. Just trying to think what we could go with. Not sure, really. What turn are we on? I have no idea. We're turn 37. So, turn 37. In 3 turns, we'll be able to start getting the reforms. We also need a lot of money for that. There's nothing going on down here. Alright. Decisions. I guess it's just kind of business as usual. We'll just end the turn. I mean, Massalia, it's interesting to see what they're doing. They still have the town of Genoa. They're still at war with these 2 guys. I'm waiting for one of them to kind of clap back and take something back, which would be nice. But yep, just going to bolster these guys just a little bit more. I like the Turini. Let's get 2 more of those units. We've got loads of Proletaria. It doesn't really affect much. And they're fairly cheap to upkeep, generally speaking. They're right on the borderline of acceptability. Our governor up here, he's leveled up as well. I had a look at what I wanted to give him anyway before. Upkeep for all units and land recruitment costs is -3. So that's perfect for being in Rome, right? Extra taxes here. And then we already have commercial stimulation, even though we're not using that right now anyway. This one would give us reduced construction costs and extra tax while deployed. So we'll get all of that going. So let's just get these guys back and we'll purchase them again. 1, 2. A little bit cheaper than last time. Great. Alright, let's just leave it at that. And, ooh, construction report. What do we get? So, Syracuse. Oh, yeah, actually, this is interesting just really quickly. We had the Greek siege engine barracks now. So I don't know what that means, because I thought I'd see the units here, but I guess not. Greek siege engine barracks. 10% wealth from all sources, level 2 siege weapons. So if we do get a siege weapon rolling out of here in future, like a catapult or something... Oh, we might need our first level of reforms to actually get it. Then it'll have 2 level... Well, actually, what will it have? Level 2 siege weapons. Because it's not armor or weapons. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll just see. Right, let's just end the turn. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think diplomatically we have to worry about anything. Militarily, we could upgrade the... Or get this. It's 1 turn. So Polybian requirements, turn 40, Imperium 3. We have all that. Turn 40 is in 3 turns. So we'll just get it for now. This is quite interesting. I mean, 3,000 is a decent amount. And then we could maybe just look to go to the north. But I'm still waiting on Massalia to have their stuff pushed back. So I guess no for now, but it's tempting that they're starting to think about offering money. I can't even go... It won't even let me go higher than that for some reason as a demand. But they can offer 3,000. Which basically means this is a AI cheat. They don't have the money to give, but they're able to give it anyway. Client state? Remove the money? Oh! It's as easy as that. We'll just make them a client state. And they'll give me money. Give me 600. So give me money, be my client, and we'll get peace. And trade? I guess we can't do that until we get peace. Alright, yeah, sure. Easy as that. That's how you do it. Alright, that's our first... Oh, conflict of the orders. A patrician has acquired slaves from Scythia. Naturally, the plebs view them with mistrust. And soon a crowd gathers before the home of the patrician, demanding he get rid of the foreigners. We could wait it out, use force, ask the patrician to comply, or bring even more Scythians. The plebs will learn to like them. Send the troops to disperse the crowd. By Juno, there are other slaves than Scythians. Yeah, sure, go on. We'll ask the patrician to comply, see what happens. You completed a technological advancement. Sweet, we're ready for the reforms. Desertion. Yeah, weird. We must have run out of supplies on the ship. This is something I failed to mention. Ships do need to dock to get their supplies back. Enemy fleets don't need to do that, but we do. We have to pay attention to that. So, okay, we'll dock for a turn. That hurts public order, though. That's the negative, right? So... Guess we'll have to do it and just hurt the public order a little bit. But that'll replenish everybody, and it's going to cause -25 public order. Man, we worked so hard to mitigate that, but oh well. These guys are also replenishing it. Where are we getting the population from? 187, 300, 730, and 12,000. I suppose a lot of these are Proletarii and Peregrini. So 2 units are plebs, 2 patricians, 3 plebs, 3 patricians. So I guess only 6 units are taking from the first 2. And they're probably only replenishing so little that it's okay. That still seems strange. Normally when it gets that low, it doesn't even let you replenish. And it works this way. If one of the population classes cannot replenish, none of them can. So, if you've got no patricians available, let's say in a town, and you have 2 cavalry units, the whole army can't replenish. That's because it's all modded. Unless that's been updated or changed. But that's just the way they couldn't get around that restriction, I believe.
Ready for battle.
Alright, the Brutian infantry is almost fully replenished. We can send them over, do an exchange, and then push south. Next turn, we'll have our supplies in the ship. So ready to take off. Yeah, so next turn, they'll be ready to take off again. Next turn, they'll get the replenishment, and then they'll have supplies for like 8 turns, I think you can be at sea. Something like that. So they should be okay. Faction destroyed, the Carthaginian pirates. Household expands, a Roman scribe. Income from looting and raiding. Alright, I just spent a lot of time going back and forth with meaningless stats, but basically, when I looked at the household expands and we got this, I kind of went down a rabbit hole of looking at all the different things we could get here. So, he's got +2 authority right now for leading an army. We could get something like this, where we get also wealth from commerce and tax rate. We're not taxing the area, so we actually don't make any money, but it's kind of interesting how it's the same effect, 2 authority, plus all of this other good stuff. I really need to, in between episodes, reassess everything we can get in here, in the various different categories, because you're getting items all the time. And it'd be a bit boring to be constantly bogged down in it. But if I just do that in between episodes and then make a note like, hey, this one changed and this one changed, or if I spot something particularly good, you might want to know. I also just moved the governors, so they're on their way across now. And then I was looking at all the different buildings that we could get. I've just chosen a new research, so we're going to go with double cropping. I've been thinking like, oh, we could get the construction one, and that will activate the buff for us, giving us a negative 15% reduction in construction costs for 4 turns, but I really want a lot of money in the bank to do that. Like, really try to save the money. So we're gaining 7,000 per turn. So if we had something like 30 or 40,000 by the time we get this buff, we can get so many buildings. Like, the upgrades to Rome itself is 7,000. You know, these can be very expensive. So a reduction of 15% is no joke. We'll save a lot. I was also thinking here we have an iron mine, and if we went with a shield maker or a blacksmith, we'll get level 1 weapons or level 1 shields / armor. So that could be quite good. You know, you get basically a 4% increase to your armor on all the units. So, and it also says all provinces. So all you have to do is have an iron mine, get one of those buildings, and then it can apply to everybody. The problem is you need 2 iron mines if you want to get both weapons and shields. Also, you won't be able to export iron anymore. You're using it locally, so you lose it as a trade resource. It's quite an interesting, like, little dynamic. But you could keep flip-flopping the building if you had the money to constantly do the upgrades if you only had 1 iron mine. Anyways, just thought I'd mention all that, but it's all to play for. We'll see what happens in the next episode. We're probably going to go just keep building up, head down towards Corrales, kind of keep saving money to build up this army a little bit more. We've got Brutian infantry. I'd kind of like to get more Brutian infantry down here, but that would mean moving down for at least 1 turn and then coming back up. And right now we're making bank by just staying still with all of our little buffs and effects that are on. You know what, actually thinking about it, it might be time now to get more armies, right? We have 3 potential new governors we could get. I say governors. Obviously, we're calling these guys governors, but I have standing armies that are basically governors that boost the towns they're in. So having 1 or 2 or maybe even 3, dare I say, but at least 2 of these guys would be good. So I'll look to see who we can recruit in one of the other families, and then we'll begin that in the next episode as well. Because they're just going to sit, you know, somewhere in Sicily or maybe in Magna Graecia and just kind of build up the place a little bit, which would be good. I think down here better because this is a real synergistic place with all of its, like, agriculture focus. So if we really double down on an agricultural focused kind of governor/general, that could be really great for us. Anyway, right, so that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.